Every once in a while, a science fiction story comes along that feels like it has the potential to redefine the genre for a new generation. I think Project Hail Mary is one of those stories. And with the latest trailer for its long-awaited film adaptation, we got a deeper look at how the ambitious, emotional, and wildly imaginative novel is being translated to the big screen. I think that the film's visual identity, tone, and emotional core all look to be doing the book justice. So in this video, I'm going to be exploring why this adaptation might become the next great sci-fi masterpiece on the big screen. Before I get into it though, if you want to keep up to date on any of my content surrounding the Project Hail Mary film, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating and subscribing to the channel. But without further ado, let's dive into why Project Hail Mary looks like the next great sci-fi film. So what makes the Project Hail Mary book such a standout in modern sci-fi is the way it blends hard science with genuine emotional storytelling, creating a reading experience that feels both intellectually satisfying and surprisingly human. Andy Weir has this rare ability to take complex scientific principles, whether it be astrophysics, biology, or engineering, and present them in a way that feels accessible. Every challenge becomes a puzzle that the reader is invited into, and that collaborative feeling is a huge part of why the book hits so hard. But the real magic is how Weir anchors all the scientific rigor into a deeply personal story. The protagonist isn't a chosen one type of character or a flawless genius, he's a human being who is messy, funny, insecure, and painfully relatable. His voice carries the entire narrative, and it's that voice that makes the book feel intimate even when the stakes are cosmic. The humour is dry and grounded, the fear is palpable, and the determination feels earned rather than assumed. You're not just reading about someone that is trying to save the world, as you're reading about someone trying to understand who they are, why they matter, and what they're willing to sacrifice. That emotional core gives the book a weight that lingers long after the final page. Another reason that Weir's novel works so well is its structure. The author uses a dual timeline approach that slowly reveals the protagonist's past while the present-day mission unfolds. It's a rhythm that keeps the narrative constantly propulsive, and every time you think you understand the situation, a new piece of context reframes it. And because the reveals are character-driven rather than twist-driven, they never feel cheap. They deepen your connection to the story instead of distracting you from it. The pacing of it is tight, the stakes escalate naturally, and the book maintains a sense of discovery from start to finish. And then there's also that sense of sci-fi wonder. Project Hail Mary taps into that classic sci-fi feeling of encountering the unknown, celebrating curiosity. It celebrates cooperation and the idea that intelligence, creativity, and empathy are humanity's greatest tools. In a genre that often leans into cynicism or dystopia, Weir chooses optimism without ever becoming naive. The universe is dangerous, but it's also beautiful, and that balance gives the story a hopeful tone that feels refreshing and earned. So ultimately, it's not just about science or survival, but also about connection. It's about what happens when someone is pushed to their limits and discovers something bigger than themselves. It's about the quiet heroism of problem solving, the emotional weight of responsibility, and the unexpected bonds that form in the most impossible circumstances. Project Hail Mary is the kind of story that reminds you why sci-fi exists in the first place, in that we imagine, explore, and try to inspire. Coming now to the film, the newest trailer released over the Super Bowl weekend finally gave us the clearest look yet at the film's emotional and thematic identity. What stood out immediately is the tonal balance, as the trailer leans into all the awe, isolation, and high-stakes tension, but it also foregrounds the emotional core of the story in the warm bond between Ryland Grace and the alien presence that he encounters. We see a lot more of Rocky in the trailer, and the footage doesn't shy away from showcasing that relationship as the very heart of the film. The trailer frames their connection not as a twist, but as the emotional anchor that elevates the story beyond a standard survival narrative. Directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller seem fully aware of the risk of revealing too much, but they've doubled down on this idea that Rocky is the soul of the movie and not just a spoiler. Visually, I think the trailer is also a showcase of scale and the contrasting of traditional sci-fi elements. We see Ryan Gosling's Ryland waking up alone in a spacecraft, with Greg Fraser's cinematography emphasizing the claustrophobia of isolation. As his memories begin to return, the trailer cuts between the environment of the ship and the vast star-filled void outside. This juxtaposition reinforces the film's central tension in a single human being confronting a cosmic threat with nothing but ingenuity and fragments of memory. It also focuses on the mystery surrounding the sun's fading energy, teasing the scientific puzzle at the center of the plot without revealing all of its mechanics. But what's mostly compelling is how it seems to be communicating the film's emotional stakes without relying on exposition. This is a trailer that wants you to feel something, whether that be curiosity, empathy, or a sense of cosmic urgency. It's selling the idea of connection, which the book captured so well. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar adopted a similar approach for the marketing of that film, provoking a sense of wonder in all the unknown, but the drive for a father to reconnect with his child. And beyond that and the outstanding visuals, it didn't give us too much more. It trusted that the audience would connect to the primal themes and sci-fi approach that it was going for, and that gamble ultimately paid off. So Project Hail Mary has that going for it too throughout all the trailers that we've seen for it. What I think positions the film to become the next major sci-fi masterpiece on the big screen is the rare combination of the creative forces behind it and the thematic richness of the project as a whole. Andy Weir's novel is already celebrated for its blend of scientific rigor and emotional storytelling, and the trailer suggests that the film adaptation understands exactly what made the book resonate. The involvement of Lord and Miller, filmmakers known for balancing humour, heart, and high-concept storytelling, signals a deliberate attempt to craft a science fiction film that is both intellectually engaging and emotionally accessible. Their track record shows that they excel at taking ambitious premises and grounding them in character-driven narratives, and Project Hail Mary is the perfect canvas for that kind of approach. What truly elevates this film's potential is its focus on cooperation and connection in the face of cosmic adversity. The trailer makes it clear that this isn't just a story about a lone astronaut solving problems, as it's a story about two beings from entirely different worlds finding common ground. It taps into a similar emotional territory that made films like Arrival, Interstellar, and The Martian modern classics. The idea that the universe is vast and terrifying, but also full of possibility, and that our greatest strength is our ability to reach out and understand one another. The trailer's emphasis on the bond between Grace and Rocky positions the film to deliver not just spectacle, but a genuinely moving exploration of empathy on an interstellar scale. On top of that, the film's visual identity already feels distinct. The production design leans into tactile realism, the spacecraft interiors feel functional rather than futuristic, and the colourful cosmic imagery carries a sense of grandeur without slipping into abstraction. This grounded aesthetic, paired with the emotional storytelling, could give the film the same staying power that The Martian enjoyed, another Weir adaptation that succeeded by making science feel human. And with an actor like Ryan Gosling at the very centre, bringing his trademark blend of vulnerability, comedy, and quiet intensity, I think the film has the potential to deliver a performance that anchors the entire narrative. So ultimately, I think Project Hail Mary has all the ingredients of a modern sci-fi classic. With a beloved and thematically rich novel behind it, visionary directors, a lead actor capable of carrying both the emotional and intellectual weight of the story, and then a narrative that celebrates curiosity, cooperation, and the resilience of the human spirit. If the film can deliver on the promise of its trailers and all the source material, then I think it can deliver the kind of sci-fi that lingers in the cultural imagination for many years to come. But that was my video discussing why I think the Project Hail Mary movie is shaping up to be a modern sci-fi classic. Of course, delivering on the novel and everything we've seen of it is the ultimate task, but what we have seen suggests that we could be getting just that. I can't wait to see the film in a few weeks' time, and I will be covering it here on the channel. But if you've seen the trailers or read the book for Project Hail Mary, are you excited to see it on the big screen, and do you think it has the potential to become a sci-fi classic? Let me know down below in the comments section. For much more videos and news on the Project Hail Mary movie, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.